the lecturer and all of my friends. So today we're from group 4 and we're going to present about the machine learning. So our group members are Aniq, Maisara, Jazliena and Nurul Maisara, or also known as UE. Machine learning, or for easier, we call it as ML, is a subfield of artificial intelligence that focuses on developing algorithms and systems that can learn from data and improve their performance over time without being explicitly programmed. The term was first popularized by Arthur Samuel in 1959, who described it as the ability of computers to learn without explicit instructions and highlighting its potential in tasks like playing games. Okay, let's dive into history and timeline of machine learning. So first, in 1936, Alan Turing, from his paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence. This is Turing's most famous proposal about artificial intelligence. It shifted the question from can machine things to can machine imitate human behavior well enough to fool us. Like we can say this is the start of AI. So the next one is in 1952 by Arthur Samuel, which I already mentioned before this in the definition. He built one of the first machine learning programs that can play checkers. The program plays checkers better over time by playing games and learning from its mistake. This is one of the first examples of a computer that can learn by doing. And the next one is in 1985, the NetTalk. And the NetTalk is a neural network that learned to convert written text into spoken English. It started off babbling like a baby, but improved over time with training. You can see in the right side of the slide, which is the NetTalk. And in 2006, deep learning. This network could recognize complex patterns in images and speech. This started the modern AI boom, making today's machine learning application possible. One of the examples of machine learning application is the self-driving cars. In 2012, Google Neural Network, without being told what to look for, it learned to recognize cats in YouTube videos. It proved that machines could learn faces on their own. It is a step closer to human-like learning. And in 2016, AlphaGo, which is an AI program by DeepMind that beats world champion Lee Sedol in the game Go. Game Go is an ancient board game for 2 players. This showed AI could handle creativity and strategy and not just raw calculations. At the bottom of the slide, you can see the conclusion for the whole history and timeline for machine learning.
So right now we need to understand how actually machine learning works. Machine learning actually uses a bunch of statistics, or we call it as data, to identify the trends and try to predict the new result and patterns. So for example, when we are scrolling TikTok or YouTube in our daily life, when we encounter some kind of romantic comedy, for example, so when we watch the movie, the algorithm is correct and it will continue to recommend similar movies. But if not, the computer will use that negative response to inform future recommendation further so that it won't recommend you the same type of movie. So to further understand the type of machine learning, we need to know that there are actually 3 types of it. The first one, which is supervised training, to build a model from training data that contains both input and their corresponding output. To make an accurate prediction, there are several types of supervised learning. Classification is used when the output belongs to a specific category. Meanwhile, regression is applied when the output is a continuous value. The third part, which is simulative learning, it actually measures how close 2 objects are related, such as for recommendation system, including face verification and speaker recognition. Second type of machine learning includes unsupervised training, which uses a bunch of data that has not been labeled or categorized. Instead of using feedback, this algorithm looks for patterns, structure, or relationship within the data and try to make a model that suits for the best. Last but not least, the last type of machine learning, which includes reinforcement. So just imagine a robot navigating a maze to reach a diamond while avoiding fire hazards. It will try to find the optimal path so that there will be the least number of hazards while maximizing the reward. So every time the robot moves correctly, it's going to receive a reward. Meanwhile, if the robot takes the wrong path, it's going to lose reward. Over time, the robot will determine the best route by selecting the actions that lead to the highest cumulative reward.
So now we'll be talking about machine learning's importance and also implication. The first one is that it reduces time and also efforts. This because machine learning helps us to do tasks faster with less effort. So it automates processes and reduces human errors too. Second, it works on its own. This because machine learning works on its own one strength, so it doesn't need human help whatsoever. The third one is that it keeps getting better. Machine learning system keeps improving over time. So as they get more data, they will be smarter. The fourth one is that it is good at finding patterns. Machine learning is great at finding patterns because once it looks at the data, it will find useful insights that will help in making smart decisions. And then it is also used in many areas. Machine learning can be used in healthcare, banking, education, and also business. For the implication, the first one is that it can make big mistakes. In the beginning, machine learning can make big mistakes if the data or algorithm inserted is wrong. And second one is privacy problem. Machine learning uses a lot of data, so sometimes companies that collect the data will collect them without asking and raises more privacy concern, especially in countries like India. And then it is also expensive. Machine learning can be costly, so it needs powerful computers, experts, and a lot of data. And then it can result in few human jobs because since machine learning can do tasks automatically, so people in some areas may have lesser job opportunities. And then hard to understand results. Sometimes the results from machine learning are hard to explain. So if the data isn't perfect, results can be confusing. And then lastly is it needs time and resources. Testing machine learning takes a lot of time and resources, so it needs experts in knowledge and powerful tools.
Next, let's dive into the applications of machine learning. So one of the applications of machine learning is in healthcare and medical diagnosis. So machine learning helps transforming healthcare by analyzing large data sets to assist in diagnosis and treatments. So it is used for disease detections, for example, to detect cancer or pneumonia. So machine learning also helps assess patient risk factors for chronic conditions such as heart disease, ensured by analyzing trends and anomalies in clinical data. Also, an accelerating drug discovery by predicting compound interaction. Moreover, machine learning also used in smart assistants and human-machine interactions. So smart assistants such as Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistants rely on machine learning for natural language processing and speech recognitions. So chatbots also powered by machine learning that provide 24/7 customer support, while voice search and transcription tools enhance accessibility. Lastly is personalized recommendations. So machine learning powers recommendation systems in platforms like Netflix, Spotify, Shopee, or maybe Lazada by analyzing users' behavior. These systems suggest relevant content, products, or services, enhancing user engagement and satisfaction.
That's all from Group 4 Machine Learning. Thank you.